Hey, it's Biddy Penny, and today I have a journal entry based on Craft Roulette. Okay, guys, so Ashley Young and Mary Gunn just tore it up with the parameters that you can see here from the past Friday's Craft Roulette. And I tell you what, as soon as the first parameter was selected and it said tag and pocket, I just immediately thought art journaling page, journal with me, because it's not a fixed card. Usually that parameter will say like a slim line or A2, 5x7, square, whatever. So I loved that it wasn't locked into a card this week, so I decided to take full advantage and do a journaling page. So I quickly wrapped up dinner for the family and went to my craft room and actually got started on this as I finished watching the episode, which if you miss it any week, it's on Fridays at 6:30 Central live here on YouTube. But if you miss it, you can always watch the replay. So it's just so much fun. And like I said, it's typically for cards, but you can do anything. All right, so I'm just cutting out some really rough circles here out of some scrap paper. I mean, the first one kind of looked like a lemon if I would have colored it yellow. But one of the parameters was fancy circles. So what I decided to do was just cut out, obviously, some rough circles from scrap paper. And then I glued it on to this patterned paper. All of the supplies I'm using today are actually from a new to me box called Your Creative Studio. I just ordered one box in January. In fact, this box and some cutting plates is all that I spent on my low buy in January. And you know, to each their own on what low buy means to them, but that's what it meant to me. And so that's what's up with these circles. These are my fancy circles. Another parameter, so we've covered a tag and a pocket. What I did with this pocket here is I recycled a piece of packaging that was from that box, and I embossed it with my embossing folder. And now I'm deciding to bring in some Mod Podge. Okay, so what have I done to this book so far? Wow, this voiceover is everywhere. I have gessoed the paper because originally I was wanting to put a whole lot of paint down, and now I've aborted that plan and went with napkin. So I put Mod Podge down, and I'm not going to Mod Podge on top of this napkin. I'm only doing underneath to glue it down since it's in my journal. You know, I don't need to seal it. And I'm using the Mod Podge, since I have it out and the brush out, to glue down my other elements. So I'm gluing down the pocket. And it just fit perfectly right here like this. I didn't even have to cut it down. Not that that would be a problem if the envelope was too big. I could have cut part of it off to make it fit on the page. And now I'm gluing down some of my other elements. So for color, the color parameter this week was complementary +1. So I picked red and green as my complementary colors, and then my +1 was blue. Now, obviously, you're seeing craft here in brown, but neutrals are included as a bonus to every week. Like every week you can use neutrals. I think black, brown, metallic, that kind of thing. White, obviously. And so that's what I chose for my colors. And then these tags came in the kit, and I really liked them. They were a great surprise because they cover all the seasons. So I just picked some that I felt like were winter-esque. And I'm doing all of this journaling in my fun journal, So, I have a couple of junk journals going on right now. This is my fun one that has a lot of area for me to do gouache painting and sketches and anything my heart desires. There's no set theme, anything goes. It's just a free place to have fun for me. This third one, I left the top loose so that I could put a little bit of ribbon behind it. That is going to be my tag. So now we've got 3 of the parameters covered. And I want to address this top part of this page. I also ink blended a little just for fun and to bring out the embossing. So another thing that came in this kit were these really cool washi stickers. So I picked this kit because I felt like it had a variety of supplies that I don't have in my stash. That was well curated, even though I know that you can probably, not that you can probably, a lot of these supplies you can definitely find elsewhere. But they were curated very well. I thought they were beautiful. I knew that they would go with me. I love plants and botanicals, so I had fun with it. Now I'm using these washi stickers, is what these are, to put down on this pocket just for fun, added decoration. It was going to be too plain for me otherwise. And it's great because with this spread, I was really just trying to hit the parameters, play with some new art supplies I had never played with before, and have some fun. And as it all came together, so did kind of my thoughts from a journaling perspective. I was able to kind of come up with maybe something to write and put inside the pocket. So inside the pocket is my journaling and my thoughts for this page, and the rest of it is just fun, just having crafty fun with my supplies. So now I have all of that adhered down, and I'm going to bring in these stamps that were in the kit. I will say that these are not red rubber. I thought they were red rubber. They're red plastic, from what I can tell. And they're supposed to be cling mount, but some of mine kept falling off my blocks. They just would not cling. So for this one, for example, I am going to use it without a block. And it worked out, luckily, so that's all good. But just things to be aware of. That's something I haven't heard anyone else mention in unboxings of this kit. And I just wanted to explore and play with something new. So that's why I made this my choice for January. And now I'm doing just the slightest bit of ink blending with Blueprint Sketch. This is an oxide. I think this is Blueprint. This might be Prize Ribbon. Actually, I think this is Prize Ribbon. I'm using a blue oxide ink. There we go. And okay, the final parameter was XOXO. Well, it was really the third one, but you know what I mean. For our purposes here today, it's the final one. And I had decided that I would use XOXO like with, just adding it into this section. So now I'm gluing down another piece here. And journaling pages are just so fun. You can add as much journaling or as little journaling as you want, and anything goes. And I just love that. So I brought in this pen because I'm using all new stuff to me. And this was sent to me in Happy Mail, which is so sweet. I'm pretty sure Christina sent this to me, but if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just grateful for it. So thanks for the Happy Mail, you guys. And this is a Vicky Boutin kind of gel crayon. And honestly, it's a really soft oil pastel if I was to describe it to you. I used to do a whole bunch of abstract paintings with oil pastels and acrylic paints, and that's what this reminded me of. But because it moves so much, I really didn't want it transferring over to the other side of my page. So I ended up covering this up. But don't worry, the XOXO I'm not done with that parameter yet. So as I was gathering my thoughts, I was thinking about how when it gets really cold, and it's usually just during freezing weather in spring, that I want to garden the most. And it's like I'll be me and Dr. Shrub will be the first ones at the nursery before the last frost has even hit. We're there, we're planning, we're plotting, we're trying to get some plants in the ground. And it's funny because it always hits me, and it's such a strong urge. And I was thinking about it, it's probably the urge of survival. You know, you look around, everything is crusty and dead. Nothing's really sprouting unless you got a crabgrass problem here in Texas. And so here's my XOs. And I love that that says 0 right there in cursive. I was like, oh, there's an O for us, right? It's just written. But yeah, like I think it's the survival in us that kicks in. So here is my page. All 4 parameters are done. And you know, it's just for fun, like FUNN, total fun. And I love it. I love it. It's very texturized, especially with that napkin and then like the sari silk up there. It's just got tons of texture with vellum and torn paper, embossed pocket. And then on the inside, I wrote standing at the nursery, waiting for it to open before the last frost. On one side, right there. And on the other side, it says something about winter makes me want to garden. It makes me yearn for dirt between my fingers, seeds scattered on the ground, and budding leaves. Perhaps it's survival. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this journal with me. I can't wait to see the gallery and what everyone created this week. Definitely go check out Craft Roulette, and I have a whole bunch of card videos coming up next this week. So thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.